Hey, what's up, everyone? Today on Boss Bangers Ring, we shall be talking about the top 10 indie wrestlers, or I shouldn't say indie, I should say people that wrestle outside of WWE that I would want to see wrestle inside a WWE ring. Shout out goes to my good friend ETL for requesting this video. Um, just, give me a video request in the comments below, and I'll give you a shout out for anybody that suggests a video that I'll do, and we'll go from there. Just keep a note. There are so many people out there that I would love to see in the WWE ring. This is kind of just like the top 10 people that came to mind when I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see this person, I want to see this person. This is just the top 10 people that came to mind. Some of them have been in WWE ring before, but I would just like to see them again. So just keep that in mind that, it really, the list could go on forever, but I'm just doing a top 10. And also, in the comments below, if you know anybody that maybe I left out that you thought you want to see in a ring, let me know. Comment below. And other than that, let's get this going, guys. Alright, so I'm going to pause like this for a few numbers and explain myself a little bit. So for 10 and 9, I want to say that the reason why these people made my list so low is because I just don't see them ever coming to WWE. Like, there's no chance. I really don't see them coming. So that's kind of why they're low on this list. Alright. So we'll start with what number 10, I guess it is. Number 10. So number 10 is Austin Aries. I would love to see Austin Aries come back to the WWE, but at this point of his career, I very much doubt it, especially after everything that happened to him. Plus, he's doing freaking awesome, I think, in Impact Wrestling right now, so he's on fire over there. So there'd be no reason for him to come back. I would love to see it, and I would actually love to see them actually utilize him for the great wrestler he is in the Cruiserweight division, or hell, even bring him on like SmackDown or something like that. But I think they just didn't use him appropriately when he was in the Cruiserweight division on 205, and it was a shame because he's a talented guy. So that's that for him. And number 9 is someone that's never been in a WWE ring before, but like I said, the reason why these two placed on this list so low is I just don't see him ever coming, and that is the Abyss, Abyss, or whatever you want to call him. I feel like he's just one of those wrestlers that can fit in a lot of stories. He has a dark side to him, dark past, dark history. Also, I think a storyline between Kane, Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, at least these guys are still wrestling, or while they're still wrestling, it would be nice to take him in. At one point, I think they were gonna, and then I think something happened, and they ended up not bringing him. I don't know. I don't truly know what happened, but I think him and bringing back Janice, his little fun tool that he used, would be really neat and interesting for the WWE. I think it'd be a cool concept, and I think they could definitely use him for a lot of storylines. Alright, for number 8, well, first I guess I'll say, before number 8, I guess I should tell you, some of these, wrestlers, I should say, not WWE superstars, wrestlers on this list, I don't really know much about. I don't really know too much about the indie scene besides WWE, because I focus more on WWE on this page. So, excuse me if I don't really talk about much about some people, because I don't really truly know much about them. Alright, so number 8 spot has to go to the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, or other way around, however you like to say the names. I think just tag team division, I feel like some tag team divisions just lack certain things, and I feel like they need to get some more exciting and energetic teams. And I've heard a lot about these guys, and I think a fit for them would be nice. And the WWE ring, and it would be more entertaining to see more wrestlers utilized as a tag team very well. Alright, so my number 7, it's got to go to, well, first of all, let me just say his theme song, if any of you know what that gesture is, you probably even know who I'm talking about, and that is from Impact Wrestling. At least the last time I heard from him, it was Impact. Moose. Whenever I hear his theme song, it's just like Moose, Moose. Like you just hear that shit, and you wanna get up and start doing that yourself, and it's like pumps you up. I can see him fitting a few places in WWE. It's a powerhouse guy, so I could see him just fucking people up left and right, just being like, I'm the dominant new guy and stay out of my way kind of person, like other people right now in WWE. But then I can also see him, tag teaming with Lashley. Then maybe having, a rivalry together and be like, yo, screw you, well, screw you. I'm better, no, I'm better, and that. Or even see him part of Titus Worldwide would be interesting too. Have Titus, Apollo Crews, and like I said, Lashley and Moose. It would be awesome. And then pushing them as a powerhouse would be entertaining. I think seeing another powerhouse, faction come in WWE would be awesome. And then even at that point, give Dana Brooke, a chance to be pushed as well. Push certain people that just haven't been pushed really. And that's really how I see that. But like I could see Moose fit in any kind of place like that. I would think it would suit him very well. Moose. All right, so number 6 has got to go to a pair, and I'd be a horrible person if I didn't add any women in this. So sorry, I feel like I would be a horrible person. So I gotta add some women to this, and they're gonna be a pair because I like the way that they can work together, and that's on Impact Wrestling, at least. Like I said, I don't know where they are nowadays. I don't really watch anything else besides WWE, but that would be Rosemary and Allie, or Allie and Rosemary, however you want to see them. They're sort of like, you have one who's the more like mysterious, creepy kind of person. At least in my mind, that's how I see them. Like Bray Wyatt, like Matt Hardy kind of person. Then you have the one who's like the good-looking female, who's like the good girl kind of thing, and it would be interesting seeing like them work together and be like, one's like, we got to do it this way, we got to do it this way, and they fight sort of like Team Hell No in a way, but different, and they and that works for them. That's how they get along, and it would just be funny to see that. And I think especially with women's, I'm a firm believer that women's division nowadays, each brand should have a tag team championship for each woman. I think there's so much woman talent on the roster that they need another title for the women. But that's a whole nother story that we could talk about in another time. But I think it would be cool to see them as a tag team. Alright, so the number 5 spot, right, belongs to someone that everyone ever watched WWE should know about. And that is Cody Rhodes. My man Cody Rhodes. Right now in the indie scene, he's probably one of the biggest names out there. He really, really broke away from WWE and made a name for himself out there. I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't come back as, Cody Rhodes. I feel like he shouldn't come back as anything that WWE wants him to. I feel like he should come back as the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I feel like it would just fit him. He would just be badass and just be a really nasty heel for coming back. People would love him. They would just cheer him even though he was a heel. They would boo him and love to boo him, and I feel like he would get more cheers than boos, of course, but I feel like he would just make a really big impact, and I miss Cody Rhodes, I'll be honest with you. I found him great. Anything that they gave him, he could work with. And, I felt bad what WWE did to him, especially the fact that, they had Dusty Rhodes and they still have his brother there, or half-brother, I forget what he is, Goldust. I think it's just, sad what happened to him and why he left. But honestly, he's one of the people on this list that I could see coming back WWE because, that's his family, that's his life. WWE was his father, was half brother. I feel like that's where he belongs, and I feel like once he does good, makes a name for himself. If he doesn't make his own kind of league himself, because obviously he's doing all these events and stuff himself. If he doesn't do that and he decides to come back, I think the American Nightmare would be an awesome, awesome thing to see. So next person on this list at number 4, a lot of you know him as Evan Bourne, but I wouldn't want him to come to the WWE as Evan Bourne. I would want him to come as his new character or new self. I'm not sure if it's actual his name or not, but like his new self, Matt Sydal. I think I honestly love this guy back when he used to wrestle, and I think honestly he would fit perfect on 205. I could see him fit on 205 doing the shit he does, or hell, even just push him to the main roster too. But this guy's a high flyer. Just the shit he could do in the ring. If you guys ever saw this dude wrestle back in the day as Evan Bourne, you understand why I enjoy watching this guy wrestle. Not really much else to say about him, but just I really would want to see Matt Sydal back in WWE. Yeah, right, so next person on this list, you guys will probably know him as Johnny Nitro. But he goes by so many names. Like what is it? Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact. I don't know. Even his real name, John Hannigan, I think it is, or like I would like to see him just come back as John Morrison or John Hannigan, whatever he goes by. I miss him. Like he was. I felt like he was like the perfect package on a superstar. Like at the time, I guess when I watched wrestling, I really didn't appreciate him with Eminem. I guess I didn't really understand wrestling when I was little back then, but now that I do, and watching him in the indie scene, a few matches on Impact, a few matches, I think it was it New Japan, or I can't remember if it was New Japan or Lucha Underground. I think it was Lucha Underground, yeah, Mundo. I think it was Lucha Underground. Watching some of his shit, I'm just like, damn, this guy, for what this guy can do, man. His parkour background is ridiculous, especially if you see some of his shit that he does outside the ring. Like the parkour shit he does is just like insane. The flips and shit that he does, I'm just like, wow, this guy is awesome. And I miss a little bit of Starship Pain. I miss like all these moves that he would used to do, and I think just having him back would be awesome, as well as I think not only having him back, I believe it's his wife now at this point. Was it Tanya Valkyrie? I think having her with him or by his side would be awesome as well. I mean, you have all these dominant couples in the WWE now, such as Rusev and Lana. I can't think of off the top of my head a bunch more, but like there's a few of them that exist, and I feel like it'd be cool to add another one. And I feel like Johnny and his wife, I believe it's wife, like I said, Tanya, would be just a cool addition. I think it would just be really nice if they added them. Alright, so here is the final two people. So before I say number 2 and name number 1, I would have to say that these are kind of tied. I mean, I guess I enjoy both superstars, especially with one of my coworkers showing me a lot about one of these superstars recently a lot, and I see what he does and what he has done, and I just find it amazing. But then the other one, I find like I've known him for so long, watching when I used to watch other stuff such as TNA most of the time. I just loved what this guy did, and I think I'm more of like they're just tied. It's just I'm putting number 1 on top simply for the fact that I know more about this person than I do with the other person. Because recently I've been knowing more about this other person. So number 1's only there because, like I said, it's a tie. But I feel like number 1 is just because I know about that person a lot more. Number 2 is gotta go to Kenny Omega. He's probably, if not the biggest name in the indie scenes right now, and everyone wants to see Kenny Omega in the WWE ring. So that's why I got to add this guy to the list. Like I said, I don't know too much about the guy to be at number 1, but considering that he is like the hottest thing in the indie scene, I think it would make sense if the WWE got him. they didn't give him a chance when he first came, but now that he is like the shit, I think it would be interesting to see him. And even like honestly, I was thinking about putting this guy in. I forget the name, but he had a tag team with him. Good friendship with him. They were known as the Golden Lovers. I think it would be interesting if they put that inside too. But I'm just gonna stick with Kenny Omega for now, and he's probably my number 2 guy. Like I said, I really can't talk much about him. I really don't know. But considering that everyone wants to see this guy from websites, they want to see him, I'm just going to add him in here. And I added him so high because of just the fact that I know a lot of people want to see Kenny Omega in WWE. Alright, so my number 1 guy, I mean, some of you probably will be like, man, that's your number 1 guy. But like I said, it's all my opinion. And it's just from me watching this person, I've seen him lots of times, and I would just love to see him in a WWE ring, and that personally is Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel. So, him and AJ Styles are best friends in real life, or at least the last time I checked, they were still really best friends. AJ learned a lot from Christopher Daniels, and I think if Christopher just came inside a WWE ring and him and AJ either feuded or either became this big thing, like this big tag team together, and I think they would just kick it off, and it would just be badass, and I would just love to see the Fallen Angel with the Phenomenal One. I think that would be like one of my favorite things to see again. And, I used to love seeing that in Impact, and I think seeing it again would be just amazing, Good friends, wrestling, they know each other. I feel like that's just something that you can't break, When you know someone that you're wrestling with, I feel like people tend to love what they do even more when it's with someone that they actually truly trust and love. And I feel like them two together would be just, no pun intended, phenomenal. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would just love to see them wrestle together. And, I guess favoritism too, because, AJ is one of my favorite wrestlers. But I think Christopher Daniels would just be so much fun to watch in WWE ring. So I guess that really puts it at the list. I guess that's really it. Like I said, comment down below if you think anybody that you want in the WWE. Just comment down below. I guess that's really all to say here. Just subscribe, follow my Facebook page, follow me on YouTube, share me out. Like always, have a good one, y'all.